Hi, welcome to the Freeman Conversations. I'm Gilbert Ocal, the online editor of the Freeman. Happy holidays to everyone. Joining us today are students from 3 schools in Cebu City, Talisay City, and Mandaue City. And they're here because Christmas came very early for them after they won the recently concluded Regional Schools Press Conference held in Cebu City, right? And they're here today to tell us their experience in the RSPC as well as their experiences there, as well as their preparations for the upcoming national competition in Dumaguete City in February 2018. So here with us today are lovely May Gomez from the Ramon Duterte Memorial National High School, Patrice Jade Soriano from Pook National High School, that's in Talisay City, and Jim Rafaelo Mijares from Mandaue City Science High School. Also joining us today are their coaches, Candice Grace Macue from the Pook National High School and Sir Julieto Duenas from Ramon Duterte Mandaue National High School. And of course, in the room today are our sports editor in the Freeman, Manny Villarreal, thanks for joining us, and Lara Nuke from Purple Parasol, our guest today. Thanks for joining us. Happy holidays, everyone, and congratulations to the 3 of you.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. How do you feel? By the way, please tell our audience the categories that you won in the regional contest. Go ahead, Jim.
I joined in editorial writing English in secondary and won the outstanding campus journal, the search for outstanding campus journalist in Region 7.
So I'm Lovely. I joined sports writing secondary Filipino and I won first place.
And I'm photojournalist, Filipino, and third place.
Patrice is the most shy among the 3 of them. You're gonna be fine. Our audience is very kind. Don't worry. Okay, so Jim, you participated in editorial writing. How long have you been? The 3 of them are members of their school paper. Can you please tell us the names of your school paper first? Go ahead. Seaside Point. And your school is Pook National High School. Go.
Ducklit from Ramon Duterte Memorial National High School.
Come again?
Ducklit.
Okay. And go ahead, Jim.
Cyber Files, Mandaue City Science High School.
That sounds so cyber.
It sounds so amazing.
Cyber, yeah. Okay, so Jim, how long have you been in the school paper?
I've been in our high school paper for 6 years, and if we include elementary, sir, that's 9 years all in all.
Mm-hmm. You started writing in the school paper.
I started writing when I was in grade 4. My initial category was copy reading. Then I shifted to editorial English grade 5. And that was my category ever since, up to now.
Editorial. We'll talk more about that later. Lovely?
So for 5 years, I've been a member of our school publication, Ducklit. Kung atong yapilan ang elementary for 7 years, and then sports writing in Filipino, nandun akong yapilan sa category.
Walang i-shift. We'll talk more about that later. Go ahead.
1 year.
She's also the newest. Newest campus journalist. Go. So you've been in the school paper for just a year? And you're starting with photojournalism.
Yes.
Okay. So these are campus journalists. So my first question would be, why did you decide to join before we go to your experience in RSPC, why did you join your school paper? Start with Jim. Go.
I joined the school paper when I tried out for editorial writing back when I was in grade 7. It was also to sustain my editorial writing when I was in elementary, so I wanted to continue. Because of this, I became an editorial writer starting school year 2012-2013, and I've been writing editorial columns and editorials for my school paper every year.
Where did you go for junior high
Still
Still.
science high school.
and elementary?
Mandao City School for the Arts.
What's nice about writing editorials?
In editorial writing, sir, you get to express your opinion. You get to express the opinion of the editorial body. I've been always an outspoken, opinionated guy, especially in national and political issues. It also helps to have parents that are lawyers who discuss this over breakfast.
So are also opinionated.
Yes, sir. Opinionated themselves. So, because of this, became more outspoken and, if I may say, outwritten in editorials, and I get to do more when I have my pen.
For those of you who might not be very familiar with how the press con goes, the press conference happens every year, right? It's an annual competition. It starts at the school level, then goes to the division level, the regional level, and then the national levels. Campus journalists from across the country compete in different areas of journalism, including news writing, feature writing, editorial writing like yours, sports writing, photojournalism. Did I miss anything?
Science and health.
Science and health. During the time that wasn't there.
Yes.
This is a new area.
New area.
Yeah, new area. So these are the different areas in journalism that these campus journalists compete in. And these guys won the regional competition and they will be going to the nationals, which will be held in Dumaguete City in February. Okay, let's go to Lovely.
So,
What made you decide to join your publication?
secondary publication, sir?
We can start with elementary.
So,
Where did you go to in elementary?
Guadalupe Elementary School. So, unlike
That's one of the biggest
Yes.
elementary schools in Cebu City.
Yes. So, unlike Jim, I was first introduced to journalism and I was still in grade 5. I had no idea about journalism until my advisor introduced me to it.
What was the name of your school paper then in elementary?
GS Career. So, my advisor, dili siya na Filipino major, science, and kanang iyan ako ipaswa sa Filipino kay Marag. Na siya nakita na ako nga potential, I don't know. Or next one, she told me to write about basketball. So, ako nisuwat result ko about basketball. Then, actually, duha na kabok ipasuwat. And ako, nasuwat ko all about the game. Katong sa, nasuwat siya about how he loved basketball. So,
Okay.
ako napilian. And then, moto na nakuhaan ko sa...
This was a basketball game in your school?
No, sa radio channel.
I see, okay.
And then sa contest, pa-appeal ako contest and fortunately nakadaog ko 3rd place pag grade 5 na nakadaog regional sa Dumaguete. So pag grade 6 wala na ako appeal. So pag grade 7 wala sila akong sa intention yung appeal ko sa school publication pero nag-recruitment si Sir Danya. So I took the opportunity kaya ginahan sa ko sa journalism kay travel ginahan sa mga online places. So ni-try ko niya. Pag grade 7 ako, I didn't expect na makabag ko first place.
This was in what level is this?
DSPC division.
Okay.
So dito may Naga City, and I really enjoy the experience, adventure. So ako nang i-continue until nag-senior high school ko, and it's really great. One of the best thing that ever happened to me.
So you're loving it?
Yes.
Okay, sports writing. Let's go to Patrice. Why did you join your school paper? Why? Ano ganahan mo ka school paper? Go ahead. Don't be shy, it's okay. Sige, take your time. Nga naman, what's nice about having your picture in the school paper? A photojournalism, di ba?
Nahilig na dyan ako mag-take of pictures na. Hindi nga naman, pag grade 9 ako, kuan mo ko ni sa akong coach na Yan, ipakita na ko ang mga pictures na damo ko potential ko. No, ito nga. Binalan sa ko kay na inspired na sa ko.
Take more pictures. Unsa man nga mga pictures usually imong gina-take? Imong mga subjects in the pictures.
Kay mga tao, mga natures.
Sa school publication, so may gina-take yung mga pictures. For example, in the contest, what pictures did you take for the contest?
Ito yung picture. Share. Gusto din ako, take na mga pictures ito kay mga binasa ko nga mahatag na sila na kung sa mga nitod na po ang kasi nitabo o mga church na
Sige. Can you please tell us what happens in the contest?
In the individual group, sir, you're given an hour for the writing itself, but for sports and photo journal,
It might be different. Yes. So in the writing, sports writing, in editorial 1 hour, we're given 1 hour.
Sir.
Do you get to choose your topic for editorial or given to you?
It will be given to us. Sometimes there will be a fact sheet given. For example, in RSPC 2014 Bio 1, we were given a fact sheet on bullying, and we were asked to write about bullying using the information
there.
But this year, we were given a topic on how campus journalism can suppress the spread of fake news.
That's an interesting topic to talk about. We'll talk about more of that later. So what about sports writing? How long did you have in the contest?
For sports writing, there's an allotted time for game viewing and an hour for the
writing proper. How long do you have to view the game?
Usually, it depends on how long the game will take. Last RSPC only takes about 30.
What game was that?
Football.
Okay.
Pero kanang pag-what yun mo dito sa game na mag-start, usually take more than an hour na to. Pero sa game, it only took 16 minutes. And so, sa ato yung venue para sa contest preparation, 1 hour for writing. Then, within that time, dapat na naka-headline day. Then, complete na di ka na kay within the allotted time for di ka ma-disqualified.
So, aside from the body, which we call it, or the article itself, you also have to put the title,
Yes.
which we call the headline in journalism, and what else?
The lead, and then...
What is the lead again? For to our viewers who might not be very familiar with journalism jargon, what is the lead?
So usually the lead contains the W's and 1H, what, when, where, and how. So the lead, sa akong pagkuhan sa piece na ko sa RSPC, kanang ako ga-introduce ng particular player na stand out yun sa game. So Villarosa, my headline was Villarosa, gabay ng individuo maganda sa Pumakap. So sa lead, I put the location of the game, and then all about Villarosa, how did he stand out in the game, the venue, what for, the Puma Sevens Cup qualifying game, at what score, and the team is playing with, and the opposing team and such.
We also have communication majors in the room, aside from our sports editor Ken and Lara, our com majors. What's the lead? To those of you who may not be very familiar, the lead actually is the very first sentence or paragraph in a story that you can find in a publication, for example. So that's the lead. That's why Lovely was talking about the 5 W's and 1 H, because normally the first paragraph or the lead answers the 4 W's. 5 W's, 4. 5 W's and 1 H. What, when, where, who, and why. And then the H, how. So that's what she was talking about. In photojournalism, let's say mahita mo sa contest, how long do you have to take pictures?
1 hour.
1 hour to take pictures. Makatake ka bisag unsa, or do you have or what are the rules in the contest?
Hatag sila og theme.
Okay. This year, what's my theme this year?
cultural heritage.
Cultural heritage
Cebu.
of of,
Cebu.
of Cebu. And what pictures did you take? That's a very nice theme. Because this must be really good pictures because you won in the original. So many pictures. What pictures did you take?
Nag-take niya itong picture kay sa pabuan naman.
Mm.
Na wala kayo makuha kayo sa film ba? Okay, Cebu Cultural Heritage man.
Yes, but Tabuan is one of the most notable places in Cebu.
Pero akong i-take dito kay isa ka kuan siya na kuan nga umuan siya polling. Ako siya interview sa yung kuan sa yung live.
Nanong mo di mong choose? Sa kadagang pwede picturean sa Tabuan.
Kay more na-inspired mo ko sa iyahang ko onward, nakita na ko nga. Kung saan ako makuan nga, mahatag na ko may stories in life, truth, kung unsa dyan siya kakuan, kung gihan sa gano'n, isang kuan sa
Because of course, in journalism, di ba, our pictures have to tell stories, right? Have to tell a story. And you told the story of that person through your picture. Jim, let's go back to you. The topic this year is about
how campus journalism can suppress the spread of fake news.
Yeah, very good. I want to discuss that because I'm a very big enemy of fake news. In fact, in the Freeman, we have an ongoing campaign which is #No to Fake News. So, what did you write about? What do you think of the topic?
My first sentence was this quote: "The state of Philippine journalism is most exemplified by the state of its campus journalism." So
I agree. Yeah.
what that means is that if fake news proliferates, for example, in the social media, for example, campus journalism has the obligation to keep their main audience, which is the youth, from these fake news. Because, as you the youth are very connected in social media, and whatever they can see there is their daily news. Most of us don't read broadsheets or watch TV shows, TV news. We watch.
You're mostly online.
We're mostly online.
Okay.
Campus journalism can be the voice and can be the way for us to campaign that, hey, these news that you may be looking at online are fake. Here's how you can know.
So how? How do you think we can fight fake news?
In the broadest sense, as a journalist, the pursuit of truth must always be first. So must always be the priority. Delivering truth combats fake news. So it should start very early. It should start in campus journalism. When, if not there, then where? If not then when?
Because we're talking about education, right?
Yes, sir.
Educating the young
Yes, sir.
about these kinds of things.
Yes, sir. That's always my advocacy, especially that now that I'm outstanding campus journalist. That
Right? Yeah.
the pursuit of truth should always be the ultimate goal of a journalist, no matter what level you are. CNN, Pulitzer winning, even up to a budding and young campus journalist. Pursuit of truth should always be first.
What do you guys think? What do you ladies think? In the fight against fake news, do you agree with Jim?
Yes. So,
How do you think you as campus journalists can help in the fight against fake news?
first of all, we should spread information and kailangan ang atong information yung i-share sa atong mga readers. Dapat siya tinuod yun na sir kay. Kanang daily life, dapat ma-inform ka sa kanang mga nasa si mga palibot. So, kanang dili giingon na fake news dili siya makahelp sa itong daily lives kay
Yes.
dapat informative kay usually politics and culture dapat you should have to stay focused on what's really happening around the surroundings rather than writing about fictional stories or news that can mawala ganit sa kanang view sa readers ang mamlain na nila ka na pananaw ba dapat ka stay away from fake news, be informative, should be formal.
Yeah. Patrice, do you agree with them?
Yes.
What about in pictures? Kanang how do we help when we take pictures, for example? Okay, on social media, daghan ka kayo ng mangawat talaga mga pictures, di ba? Na dili mo acknowledge kung kinsay nag-take sa picture. And then, ikaw, as a photojournalist, ikaw nag-take sa picture niya. Kawatan mo picture, gabiton na without acknowledging your name, di ba? That hurts.
Yes.
So, how do you think you as a campus journalist and a photojournalist can help in this problem?
Dapat truth lang dyan ang kuhaan. If ever sad kay, dapat sad na mamutana ka sa imong picture lang na kung okay na ba niya. And dili sad ka ang nga. Naiuban nga kuhaan kay ilang ba niya ang kuhaan.
Subject.
Subject.
Para lang makakuhaan. Pero kuhaan.
But we don't do that in journalism, yeah. And as well, we do not also manipulate the picture, right? We cannot just Photoshop the picture as much as we want. Buta nga itong iro diri, buta nga to darken the environment, parang ganahan na yun that, right? I mean, the pictures that we take in journalism, which I think you already know, should be what we see. Just how we see it. So truthfulness is still a very important factor. So basically, you are about 2 months away from the nationals. How are you preparing for the national competition in Dumaguete? You will be competing against the best across the country. Are you ready? How are you preparing for the nationals? Let's go with Lovely first.
So, for sports writing, Filipino, dili kay ko kakita og mga I usually read articles from newspapers, usually mga English man, so mangita siya kong Filipino. And then mag-read ko books sa Filipino para good command of the language, para makakuhaan sa line terms nga I can use in my article. Then details, kailangan well-versed ko sa mga details. Details, very crucial kina sa article. Dapat, ang flow sa nga akong article dapat smooth. Dili kay kanang in writing, it takes a lot of effort and thought to make the words go. You can't just throw a couple of words and expect it to flow like the river. So dapat smooth, though they rough edges, although.
So do you practice every day? Do you write every day?
No, not every day. I read, I write, pero kanang murag dili ko pero may magsuwat kay murag mawagtangan lagi ko idea. So stop up ko, I read, and then write, then read again.
Is it important for a sports writer to also play sports?
Usually yes, to be familiar with the technicalities. Usually kung magduwa kag sports, you're closer to the game than the article, and we're gonna maka-familiar sa gasser. So it's really.
Ilan ka na ba mga terms, no? Hindi kayo only sports.
On sports. So for example, badminton, I can go badminton player siya ka. So familiar ka sa game, so mas makasuwat kag maayos sa article.
What about you? Do you play any sport?
And every week. and I'm mostly fond of writing. I really love writing, so I really observe my surroundings niya para na ipangsuwat. As much as possible, ginahali ko nga i-capture ang beauty sa scene unfolding in front of me as much as possible. Ginahan ako i-portray ba? Kung sa ginahan ako mabasa sa reader, sana ko ginahan feel sa reader na as if nagtanaw ko siya sa scene kasi ako yung ako. So, it's really important na kanang nindot yung flow sa yung story na makarelate sa sila sir ba. Then, yung nga, kanang sige yung pagsuwat niya, marag, unsa din
klaro.
Unsa din yung suwat.
That's nice.
Nonsense na sir, dapat.
Yeah, and I really look up to those who can write in Filipino because I'm so bad in writing in Filipino. Patrice, what about you? How are you preparing for the nationals?
Training, pwede ko ngayon din. Tanaw ko mga usay para sa photojournalist.
Do you take pictures every day? Kada ano ka mag-take of pictures? Na, so, question, kinahanglan ba nga high-end kaayo imong camera to take very good pictures? Kinahanglan lagi ko nga DSLR imong camera gyud. What does it take to take a winning picture?
Again, a trip of some subjects.
Ikaw personally, unsa na imong ginatan-aw kung mo take a picture? Unsa imong gina-consider? Go for it.
Mga consonant mo lang.
Importante ba yung lighting, ang kanang mga technical considerations? Dili kay colors and mga ana.
Kan. Depends sa unsa ikaw mo gamit sa
Importante po equipment. What about you, Jim? How you prepared?
I'm very fortunate to be one of the NSPC delegates to not have a contest because I'm
What do you mean that wala to have a contest?
I'm not a regional winner for individual categories, so
okay.
I'm maybe one of the outstanding campus journalists that never won internationals, just regionals.
Okay.
Okay, apply naman.
It's more of my advocacy as a campus journalist that truth should always prevail. But that doesn't mean that I can't hope to join, because this year there's an exhibition category, column writing. So it's first person editorial writing, so you can use I, whatever.
But you are the outstanding campus journalist, secondary division.
Yes, sir. So,
How did you get that award?
there was much expressing and much compiling on my portfolio. After the compilation was done, then came the the interview with several key officials from DepEd Region 7.
What kind of questions did you answer?
It was
Or were you asked during the interview?
It was pretty similar to this, or like, as a campus journalist, what is your role? What were the difficulties in doing the school paper, especially that I am the editor-in-chief of our school club. What were the difficulties?
What are before you continue? What are the difficulties? We might as well talk about, because it's not easy to produce a school publication, right? Yeah, it entails sleepless nights, endless writing, endless editing, printing. What are the difficulties?
As what Miriam, the late Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago said, it's a walk in the park, but it's Jurassic Park. So
I will have to agree.
There were a lot of sleepless nights, and there were tears. There were tears involved. Frustrations, definitely frustrations, a lot of frustrations. But at the end of the day, it will all pass away
when you finally see a copy of your publication.
you finally see a copy. And most importantly, sir, when we see our readers having smiles and having great thoughts of, oh, what you did was great, could keep it up. Because at the end of the day, we campus journalists serve for the people, and if we see them happy, we are very happy ourselves.
How long does your publication come? I mean, how often does it come out?
Due to restraints and resources, we have an annual publication. So that's one of the major key concerns in
Mm.
campus journalism, especially in our level, sir.
Yeah. What about, before we continue, what about Lovely? How often does your publication come out?
Same. Ano?
Same, once a year. What, Patrice? Also once a year? Once a year? All your schools? You can actually come out more often than that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and with social media now, you can utilize that for you to be able to write more articles, cover more stories in campus.
I always believe, sir, that the digitalization of the school paper is very imminent.
Yeah.
Like that of the works in the Philippine Collegian in UP, for
Yeah.
example. Some school papers, not even Cebu Normal University.
Yes,
Suga.
yes. Because that's what I always advise when I visit schools and talk to campus journalists and their advisors. I think because the 1 year publication, the colored publication to our advisors is required by DepEd, right?
Yes, sir.
For a school to compete in the press conference. But campus journalism, I think you will agree with me, has to go beyond
Yes, sir,
the
definitely.
competition. And if we really want to harness the potentials of our campus journalists, we can actually come out as many times as we want every year. It doesn't have to be colored, right? We can have it black and white. Maybe a bond paper a month with 2 or 3 stories. That will be very beneficial to your students, your fellow students in campus. You can cover more activities in campus, you can write more, and then you can fulfill your duties more as campus journalists.
Yeah.
So I hope that you can consider that, consider the proposal. But anyway, Jim, being an outstanding campus journalist, what is your role? Does it have, do you have obligations to fulfill?
I'm not really tied with but the title of City Campus Journalist is
It's a
something
heavy title.
very, sir.
Yeah.
It's something that I share with my school paper advisors and my editorial board, because if we just continue to work hard, especially in letting the people know what's happening in our school, then all of us are outstanding campus journalists. So, I guess being an outstanding campus journalist just means that you need to do your work and you do your work well.
Right. No matter what area in journalism.
Definitely.
Right. Okay, so maybe of course responsibilities are heavier with it. Editor-in-chief. Do you guys want to be editors-in-chief? looking at your editor-in-chief now, do you want to have that role in the future? Okay, question. Do you have any idol journalists? Who do you look up to in journalism or media in the Philippines? Yes, go ahead. Lovely.
I don't really know a lot of journalists, but sa sports writing, and I look up to Sir Manny. It's like, nakatravel siya laing lugar niya. He has some articles, hindi sa basahan.
Manny and the rest of our sports team just won big time in the Manila National Olympics. Our sports writers, Kaysent Noot, and won in the English category, writing in the English category, and our assistant sports editor Lemuel Maglinting won in the Philippine or Bisaya category. Another sports reporter, Gloria Talariosa, won in the photojournalism category in sports, and another photojournalist, Joy Tares, also won third, also in photojournalism and sports. So congratulations, by the way, to all of you. We're still awaiting your bangga to all of us. So, you have any? What about you guys? Anyone you look up to in the media, in the national scene, idols? Who do you want to become? When you watch, I'm sure you read the newspapers and you watch the news on TV. What do you look up to?
I have 2 people in mind.
Go ahead.
First one definitely is Sir Atang Aralio.
Okay.
Graduate from PhilSci, Philippine Science High,
Oh yes.
UP and stuff, and
And to think, if I'm not mistaken, he wasn't necessarily a campus journalist,
Definitely,
right?
sir.
Yeah, he was with the student government. When he was in college.
Yes. But that didn't stop him from being a journalist, as what we see with his work.
Mhm.
And the second person, though international, is Sir Anderson Cooper of
Okay.
CNN.
Yeah.
I always Sir Anderson Cooper, Farid Zakaria. There are a lot of people. I look up because
You seem to be a CNN fan.
also, sir, I've been a fan of a lot of late night show journalism talks, such as with Trevor Noah, John Oliver,
Nice.
stuff like that. Because, especially with the chaos that is the United States, we get to see their journalism being more and more outspoken against their government. So
Okay.
it's been really fun.
What about Patrice? Anyone you look up to?
Sir,
That's okay. Doesn't have to be from the Freeman.
Sir Axel.
Alex Badayos. Alex Badayos is the chief photographer of Sunstar. Our colleague, yeah. Why Alex?
He's my judge.
Hello, Alex. Yeah, why? Why?
Dito lang, katong pag namin may mock division sa music as a division.
Mm-hmm.
Siya ni train naman. Minute na siya train. Inspired sa mga.
That's very good to know. Because while we might be competitors, right? Yeah, we belong to one big industry, in the journalism industry. Okay, so both of you are in senior high, you are still in junior high. College plans. Anyone wants plans of going to journalism in college? Or anyone wants to be a journalist in the future? Well, you already spent blood and tears and sweat in your school publications. Do you want to take that a little bit further into college?
I really want to join school pub in college because I think that the college scene is very lively. The college school pub scene is, especially the audience is bigger.
Yeah. More participative, perhaps.
More participative, definitely, sir. So it's one of my ultimate dreams to be part of the school pub in college.
What are you eyeing at?
Currently, sir, I took college admission tests in UP and I will still take in Cebu-Largo.
UP Diliman?
UP Diliman and my two choices were UP Diliman and UP Cebu.
Courses. You apply for German courses?
Being in STEM, sir, and
I
STEM,
see. Yeah. Okay.
I want to take BS mathematics.
Math and words.
Definitely.
Not all of us are blessed to have both.
Oil and water. Fair enough.
Our assignments editor, John Estafamento, was also the editor-in-chief of the school publication in the University of San Carlos. And he is a business graduate. So, math and words.
I'm route to becoming a teacher or professor, perhaps. So, I really want to continue my journalism even beyond grade 12.
That's good to know. Lovely. What are your plans?
So actually, for college, ay wala ko ikuan nga eskwelahan. Kay nag-contact ako ari ba siguro sa tanang lugar. Pero ginahan ko sa ginahan sa akong parents kay mag-architect. Then usually kay ginahan ako mag-chef.
Okay.
So ginahan sa so even though someday mag-architect, mahimo na akong architect, continue gyapon ko suwat niya. Hopefully,
Okay, Patrice, you have a long way to go. But do you have plans as early as now? Do you want to continue in the publication in senior high? Do you like doing it? Wala pa kay plans. Okay, so your coaches are here. Well, at least two coaches are here. What are the lessons that they have imparted that you keep with you all the time and that you will bring with you to the nationals? To the nationals. Go. Joyce. Oh, lovely, sorry.
So, Sir Dunya since grade 7. So, makatila ko ka sa saba na Sir Dunya. Okay, and dili was a dinner yung
Pagkahilag yun yung PS niya.
So, may narada si Sir nga kanan mo. Unang-una lang ang music for the ears na. So, ano sa mga kanang, it takes na rin ako positively as a challenge, as a journalist. Dapat i-improve rin akong writing para sa cancer kay si Sir, kay sige mo nagsuporta na mo, kanang, what you kumpay, Sir ba? Ang kaon, and so that said, hatag na si Sir o kanang mga exercises sa grade 7, grade 8, nga na. So, ma-practice gina na mo kanang skills in writing. Ginasa na mo i-repay si Sir ba kay daghan mo sulit na mo para na mo, Sir. So, in a way, nakiniya mo pagdao sa nationals mo, so i-repay sa mo.
That's nice. Patrice, what lesson from your advisor will you take with you to the nationals?
Kami ko kasama.
So may mga tips niya na imong yung hinumduman when you compete sa nationals.
Sige na ko niya, i-touch ko na kung ano.
Unsa man?
Training.
Okay.
Training ko ngayon. Ako sa doon ko training. Training ko sa ban.
Pasaway sa gawan sa babae.
Perme.
Okay, so to the three of you, congratulations for your achievements in the regional press conference, and we wish you the best of luck in the nationals in February. No pressure, Jim, for being the most outstanding campus journalist. And of course, congratulations to your coaches. Again, we have with us today lovely May Gomez from the Ramon Duterte Memorial National High School, champion in sports writing in Filipino. Patrice, the most shy. In the panel, Patrice Jade Soriano from Pook National High School, that's in Talisay City, and of course, our outstanding campus journalist in the secondary division and editorial writer from Mandawi City Science High School, Jim Rafaelo Mijares. Congratulations once again. Very best of luck in your competition in the nationals, and we hope that you will join us in the industry in the future. No pressure though. This is the Freeman Conversations today. Thank you very much for joining us. Hope you will join us next time. Happy holidays everyone. Until next time, thank you very much for joining.